February is the International Month of Rare Disorders since 2008 and is celebrated all over the world by awareness-raising activities to bring into the spotlight the importance of these disorders and the tremendous support affected people need. The Rare Disease Day team from Arabian Gulf University and Al Jawhara Center for Molecular Medicine Bahrain is organizing on the month of February a public event to promote the rare diseases cause and increase the awareness about this very important health aspect. This campaign is done every year on a volunteer basis by a team made by medical students and staff. Representing the Rare Disease Day team from Arabian Gulf University and Al Jawhara Center, Dr. Christina Assistant Professor Consultant Medical Genetics, the RDD Team Chair, Ms. Sara Aloraibi, and Mr. Hasan Almosawi, Year 5 medical students. Hello and welcome to Bahrain Today. How are you guys doing this evening?
Great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Well.
It's my pleasure to have you here. To start with, can we first start by introducing yourselves and how do you contribute in this initiative?
So my name is Hasan Almosawi. I'm a medical student in Year 5 in Arabian Gulf University. I actually, since I entered medicine school, I joined the Rare Disease Day community and with the very awesome Dr. Christina, and it added a lot of voluntary vibes and a lot of humanity. So I'm so glad to be a part of this team.
That's great. Dr. Christina?
I think I will let Mrs. Sara
Yes,
first.
of course.
My name is Sara. I'm a fifth-year medical student. I was part of the rare disease team since 2014, even before I entered medical school, since I was in high school. And since that time, I'm very glad to be a part of this team, and I can see how our team is getting bigger, and we are reaching for our purpose every year.
Absolutely.
So I'm Dr. Christina. I'm a consultant in medical genetics. I'm working in Bahrain since 2010.
Wow.
And let's say I was very active in the rare disease world before joining Al Jawhara Center, and I thought that would be an amazing idea to open here this kind of move and to help people of Bahrain and of the Gulf to understand how important it is to look different to people who are unique, people affected by rare disorders.
Doctor, that's great. But for those who are not familiar with the term rare diseases, can you tell us more about that?
Yes, so a rare disease, it's like any other disease, but it's affecting less than 1 in 2,000 people based on the international definitions. And these disorders can affect any age, from newborns till old age, any system. And sometimes they are going years without being diagnosed correctly because being so rare, they are not so much into the books, or at least they weren't when I was a medical student like they are.
Yes.
So patients affected by a rare disease are spending many years without finding the right diagnosis. And if you don't have a right diagnosis, you will not have the right management and treatment.
Yes.
And you feel alone and abandoned because you don't see anybody else like you.
Absolutely. And that leads to, affecting your life and those who are around you.
Absolutely.
And when did you start this initiative and this day, Doctor? Why did you decide to do it?
It's an initiative that started in Europe in 2008, initiated by the European Organization of Rare Disorder, EuroOrdis, and everything we do here, it's part of their work, continuing their work. And from Europe moved to North America with the North Alliance of Rare Disorders, and then became an international move and trend. So nowadays, more than 100 countries all over the world are doing that regularly in the months of February and during the year.
Yes, that's absolutely great. Hasan, as a medical student in your 5th year, so you've got less than 2 years? 2 years, 3 years?
One more year.
One more
actually.
year to finish.
Yeah.
That's great. Why is it important for you to be part of such an initiative in particular?
Actually, I would underline this question as the diamond question. What is the purpose of Rare Disease Day? Building awareness about rare disease is very important because as researchers showed that 1 in 2,000 people, they will suffer from a rare disease at a part of their life. But unfortunately, on the other hand, the majority of these diseases are not curable and many go undiagnosed. But hopefully, after this awareness and after this organization, we could
shed the light and reach the people.
We open channels for good diagnosis at the right time. And one of our main purposes and main targets is to let the environment and let those who think that rare disease people are different. People who are living with rare disease, they are unique, they are not different, and we want to educate people. These people, they have passion in life and they can improve. And for me, rare RDD, it was an outstanding experience when I see the smile on their faces. Yes, as soon as they know the right diagnosis and as soon as they go through the right treatment. Yes. So actually, yeah, we are improving the knowledge of the general public, of the policymakers, of the industries, of the health professionals, of the researchers, so they can address for the needs of these people who are living.
You talk with passion, Hasan. It seems that you're really attached to this initiative and what you guys are doing, and this is great, raising awareness about things. And in today's world, I mean, everything is easy with social media, and that's what I want to ask you, Sara. How do you ensure, since being part of this initiative, that whatever you guys do during the month of February reaches people?
So, as we mentioned before, that our efforts is like a continuation of what the International Rare Disease Society do. So we are a part of that society. So we post everything that we do and all the events that it's held here in Bahrain in the International Rare Disease website. Also through the events that we had carried on all these years, we ensure that we cover it through the social media.
Actually, I have a story highlight in my Snapchat that talks about rare diseases, and I follow that because it shows you the other part of the world, things that we miss on daily basis. Just like you mentioned, these are rare diseases. You don't get to see this on daily basis. It's great to be, aware. We're in a community, you can spread fear so easily, but being educated and knowing what's happening in the world is very important. Yes, so you can even be human and treat people normally without just fearing whatever is new to you.
As I said, if you have a diagnosis, you'll have the door open for a management. And nowadays there are also some treatments that can help tremendously genetic disorders. Absolutely. And second is to spread this, to educate the general public that everybody deserves love, care, and tolerance.
Absolutely.
What I'm always saying to my students and to all my patients, a disorder, it's rare till it's affecting you or someone you love.
Yes.
In the book can have a frequency, but doesn't matter when you really live it in the real life.
Absolutely.
Then you ask how I will do, what I will do tomorrow. Can I go to school? Can I go to university? Can I marry? Can I have a child? There is a treatment somewhere or there isn't. For a lot of these patients, they've been told that nothing can be done. Yes. That's wrong. For any patient, no matter what disorder, something is to be done. You might not have a cure. You might not have a cure now, but science is progressing tremendously.
You can at least try to maintain their good health and their normal social life.
Absolutely. And through our booth in the avenues this year, we try to blend together and through easy way to teach and raise the awareness and the information, because if you are an informed person, then you will be able to understand better.
Absolutely.
So on different levels, by games for kids and for very clear explanation for their parents and adults.
Great, that's such an interesting initiative that questions just keep on flowing, because I do want to know why did you decide to start this initiative with students? How important is it to have all medical parties involved when you raise awareness, starting from students and to doctors, centers? How important is it?
Now, genetics and genomic education is part of any medical training in all big universities all over the world, and our university is doing that, starting with year 1 and ending with year 6. So genetics and genomics, it's a big part in the medical curriculum. And the students saw, since they joined the rare disorder team, that everything they learn, it's real. It's not just a disease or a patient or a case. It's a person who is living this life day by day. They learn tremendously, and they can explain you how they learn, seeing these people, interacting with them, understanding their needs and their problems. We are part of the activities we do for the open public in the malls, and we also went to schools. They will explain to you. We also do in-house events like open evenings for patients and families, where they can come close and discuss with us, and we can create this kind of bond that it's mandatory in this profession. So these informations are there for their studies in medicine, but what we do through our activities, it's put it into practice.
That's really, really interesting, and you highlighted very important points that you take this initiative to schools, homes. I was going to ask about that. Do you want to tell me more about this, Sara?
Yes, so here our aim in the Rare Disease Awareness Team is to create that platform that we can use to educate people about how we can merge those patients to society and how we can provide them with help. So we're going to ask ourselves how this platform will be created. It's by educating people about their rare disorders and how this patient going to be presented and what kind of diagnosis modality they have to reach. Because as Dr. Christina mentioned, rare disorders are of a genetics basics, most of them. So those diseases cannot be diagnosed on the regular workup that we do in the hospitals. So they have to see it, and they have to seek for the proper counseling and for the proper evaluation to get diagnosed. So after that, we have set for ourselves a goal that we want to create this platform. We ask ourselves who we are going to target. So we are targeting all the general population from all age and from all educational levels. So we are also focusing particularly on the kids and children because we see in them the hope and the future for any change that we aim to see here in the community. So we target them through our malls activities, and we also visit them in schools, give them educational lectures, set for them competitions. Also last year we have invited them to our Al Jawhara Center, where we have introduced for them the complex concepts of genetics in a simplified way, in a storytelling way, and then we took them to other stations to test that knowledge that we try to implant in them in a competitions way. And believe me or not, like we target the students like from the age of 6 till 15, and even those like students who are small, they can absorb our complex concept in the way that we present it to them.
That's really, really beautiful. Hasan, I must ask, as a medical student, part of this, what did you benefit out of this initiative?
Actually, when I see that we are aiming for these small generations, as Sara mentioned, like 6-7 years, so I'm looking forward, like after 20 years, Bahrain population will accept more of people who are living with rare diseases. So it has an effect on me, an effect on my studies, and an effect of my kingdom, my livable kingdom.
Absolutely, I agree. Doctor, what's next for you guys?
Over the years, we've done a lot of seminars, workshops, big events for the medical staff and professional staff, link it together with activities for the patients. So we want to continue into that.
Great. I wish you guys all the best. You're doing a very noble and beautiful work, and I'm sure everything you're doing will reflect in the future on the upcoming generation. If not for them to learn, but maybe you'll spark that desire to be in this field, and
we hope so.
Yes,
we hope so. After some years, we hope that we'll get, as Sara joined us when she was in high school, and she dreamed to be a medical doctor, and then now she dreamed to be a geneticist.
Absolutely.
As Hasan also has, it's amazing what you do, I want to join your team. So over the years, we got a lot of medical students who really came not only to learn, but with their heart to involve into that.
Absolutely, because you guys are giving from your heart, and I'm sure that reaches to the kids, their families. I wish you all the best, and thank you so much for being here on the show with us.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
It was a pleasure.